Segment 2 of the show. Eric Jordan here with you, talking about television, movies, streaming updates, all the news that's fit to print. And as we like to start off this segment, we talk about things that we're watching, we are consuming, things that we are enjoying. Jordan, what have you been up to?
I haven't watched anything. I'm kidding. I literally watched everything I could possibly watch. You just watched
a whole fucking montage of horrific video game trailers.
That's how I go to sleep at night. No, today I watched episode 4 of the Scrubs revival. It's a good show. I highly recommend it. It's pretty fun. We've talked about it before, so I'm not going to go too much. What?
I said, you're no Superman.
No, I'm not. I watched Fackham Hall, a movie that you recommended. That movie's fucking hilarious. Like that reminds me of like, it's Downton Abbey mixed with like Airplane. Like it's just like they're taking it serious, but they're doing stupid lines. It's so funny. Like it was really funny. Like I was very surprised, and I just it's weird. It's just a silly Downton Abbey type thing, and then halfway through it becomes like a murder mystery.
Yeah.
And when they bring the detective in, Detective What? Like it's just so funny. Like it's just so, oh my God.
Early on when they're talking about the Fackham family. And that she needs the daughter needs to have a child in order to carry on the family name, or else they're going to get evicted, which made no sense at all. That we've had this has been in our family for like 500 years, but if she doesn't have a kid, we're going to get evicted from this. And all they do is just shit on that child. And she's like, she's an old haggard has-been. Her room's barren. Who would want her? She's 23.
22 and reads books. What a bitch.
Yeah. And they say all this horrific stuff, but they say it in front of her and she acts like she doesn't hear it at all.
Yeah. Or like the dad always has like his guy always doing stuff for him. So like he's like sitting there, but he won't use his own arms. So like the guy's got his arms underneath his armpits and he's like, wiping his mouth and brushing his teeth. Oh my God, it was so funny. Like it was very, very much. I would recommend that. If you want to just a silly. Oh, was the priest?
Yeah.
Every time he would fucking read, it took me a minute because it didn't look like Jimmy Carr for like a second. I couldn't place it. I'm like, is that Jimmy Carr? And then like when I realized it made it even funnier because like he would read things out of the Bible, but stop at the worst parts to make it seem like, he's like, oh, he's diddling kids or like doing something. Oh no. And then he starts it over and reads it through. His bit was hilarious. And I'm so glad they went to that well a number of times because they had like multiple weddings or tried to have multiple weddings in it to where you had to have them do it.
I think they were paying homage to 4 Weddings and a Funeral with Rowan Atkinson's, was he a priest or a bishop or whatever his religious role was in there.
Yeah.
But he kept fucking everything up. I think it was an homage to that. And if it wasn't, then that was a happy accident. But yeah, whenever the Jimmy Carr stuff coming on, I kept thinking of Rowan Atkinson as the priest.
Yeah.
Delivering the eulogy, the wedding speech, all of that fun stuff. So yeah, it's a fantastic movie. It's available on HBO Max right now. Or if you don't have that, video on demand.
Yeah, like, and it just came out of nowhere. Like I never heard of it, and then you were talking about it, and then I kept seeing it. I'm like, okay, that's neat. And then when I saw that it was out, I watched it, and I could not have been happier that I put the time in. It was
movies like that, and then we saw that trailer for Scary Movie 6.
Yeah.
It's coming out, and seeing the Wayans brothers talk about like they don't care if this is offending you, whatever. They're going for whatever they think is fun. I'm hoping that this is a starting point between that movie and Scary Movie.
Old comedies.
Getting back to comedies that don't give a shit about what people are offended about, or don't give a shit about, these people, these demographics aren't going to be happy. Who cares?
Like there's a part in Fackham Hall where there's a woman, she's part of the Fackham family. She's crying in the bathroom. And one of the servant guys who's been sent there by an orphanage, and he's kind of posing as one of the workers, is sitting on the edge of a bathtub with her. But one of the other butlers is in the toilet and he's trying not to shit, but then he can't stop. And it's just, it's just a standard old like shit and fart joke. But it's like they're ignoring it and they're just having a conversation, and all you hear is and you hear it dropping, and it's fucking it's just so stupid.
It's almost like the Naked Gun bit where he goes into the bathroom with the mic still on where he's peeing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what it reminded me of, like Naked Gun, Airplane. Just like they're serious, but like they're just saying random things, and it's really funny. Like it's really, really funny.
Chris in the chat saying Rowan Atkinson has a few hilarious pre-skets in his old HBO special. A hilarious guy. Yeah, he had a bunch of different specials. I think HBO carried it here, but they were like specials that were done in England. But I also want to bring this out to you too, if you can find it. They used to have these charity events that were comedy shows. People think of like what was it? What was the one that Robin Williams and Billy Crystal and Whoopi Goldberg comedy? Oh
my God, I'm blanking now that you said it out loud. I know
what the hell was that? Those specials called? They had it for years where they would go and help out homelessness in different cities around the country or whatever.
Yeah.
No, it's not Comics Come Home. Comic Relief. Thank you, Tom. So they would do those comic relief specials all the time, and they would be all-star lineups, and they would be live on HBO with a phone number for you to donate to help out. It was
usually hosted by Robin Williams, Whoopi Goldberg, and like Billy Crystal.
Right. So they used to do ones before that. I think they were to benefit Amnesty International, which is that organization that goes through Europe, removing landmines that were put there from World War I and World War II. But they used to do these series of comedy specials called The Secret Policeman's Ball.
Oh, I think you and I have talked about this before.
And then they had the Secret Policeman's other ball and his third ball, the biggest ball. They were all,
the play on the names were hilarious.
But for Chris and everything there, if you can find this DVD set, it's all the specials in there, plus Pleasure at Her Majesty's, which is another. I think this is the special that led everything else off. The names on here alone, there's a lot of Rowan Atkinson. It's, the Monty Python guys are involved in there. Peter Cook, Dudley Moore, Hugh Laurie, Stephen Fry. And they also had music performances in there too. This says Peter Gabriel, Sting, Phil Collins, Eric Clapton and Jeff Beck, Kate Bush and David Gilmour, Lou Reed, Jackson Brown. Like there's a lot of things in here. So if you like the Rowan Atkins stuff, go get his specials, because he did a lot of other stuff outside of Mr. Bean, if they're not aware. But
I know.
Find the Secret Policeman's Ball set, which is you'll never laugh harder than a lot of those specials from the 70s and 80s where nobody gave a shit about offending anybody while doing comedy. They were just funny for the sake of being funny.
Yeah.
So.
It's good.
All right. So
go ahead. On the opposite end of the spectrum, I watched War Machine over on Netflix with Alan and Richardson. This is a fun movie. Like, this is a randomly fun movie. Basically, he loses his brother at the beginning of the movie, decides he wants to continue their dream of being an Army Ranger. So he goes into Ranger training. So the first third of the movie is him trying to get through Ranger training. He's a little older. He's dealing with all that. He's very standoffish. And then he eventually gets to a point where he makes it, and they put him out on a training mission to kind of finish the training. And then they come across the titled character, a war machine, a giant robot. It's like a mech. I'm watching this movie and I'm going, this robot looks like a Metal Gear, like a gear from Metal Gear. And I'm like, this is a Metal Gear movie. This is fantastic. It's one of those ones you just put your brain on pause, enjoy the action. It's bloody, it's gory. Like, people are getting their torsos ripped in half with this machine. It's wild how just cool this movie is. And you don't have to think about anything. You just watch it all play out. The only thing I don't like about the movie is the ending. That's my only problem with it. And now people are on the internet trying to say, this is what's really happening. This is what happens. This character didn't survive. It's one of those fun, just throw it on movies. You don't have to really pay attention too much. The dialogue is kind of cheesy, but that's kind of what you want on an old action movie like this. It's kind of cool. Like, it was surprisingly cool. So, couple good movies so far that I've watched. I watched Ted season 2, the first 2 episodes. It's fucking funny shit. I mean, it's really good. I'm slowing down watching all of it only because I've heard that there may not be a season 3, so I don't want to burn out on it. So I'm kind of just one at a time here and there. I watched Rooster episode 1, the Steve Carell show that we had just figured out existed. So I watched the first episode, actually really funny. I'm going to stick with this one. I don't know where they're going to go from the story. Like, he's in it. The guy who plays Jamie Tart, he's in this movie. I mean, this show. So he was good.
I don't know his name, but yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I know, and I can't think of his name either. I can just remember Jamie Tart. So he's in this. Really, really kind of just, it's a funny show, like surprisingly very funny. They're doing one episode at a time every Sunday. So I've only got to watch the first episode, but I'm going to stick with it. It's pretty fun. I watched Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. And I got to say, that movie is fun as all hell.
All right. I still want to watch that. So
I'm not going to ruin anything.
So is that the one that's the time travel zombie movie?
So it's not a zombie movie. It's more about the dangers of AI. And so he comes back from the future, goes into this diner and says, hey, look, the world's basically fucked. We got to unfuck it. And he's been doing this like 100 and some odd different times. He keeps resetting himself to come back to that moment because he has to find the right combination of people from that diner that'll get him further to finishing the task of stopping the AI. And it's fucking hilarious. And it's weird. And the ending makes no sense, but in a good way. Like, it is such a fun movie. It is. I'm not even going to tell you anything else about it. I love this movie. And there are parts in it that you'll sit there and you go, oh my God. Like, out loud, I'm sitting there in my living room going, oh my God, I can't, what? It's worth it. I think you'll like this movie. It's on demand now. So definitely, if anybody, wants to check it out, please watch this movie. This one's fun. So I like that one. I'm not going to tell you anything about that. And then because we all talked about it last week and some people were like, the movie doesn't look good, I watched The Bride.
I might have to watch that. I don't want to, but the other thing
is making you watch it.
The other thing might be forcing me to watch it. So
this movie is a Me Too movie that's 2 years too late. And it's weird because this movie doesn't know what it wants to do. It's one part. If you're going to watch it, I'm not going to spoil it here, but I'm not going to lie. There are parts of this movie that I enjoyed, but there's a lot of it that I don't enjoy. I can't possibly recommend it to people, but I didn't hate it. Like, it's a weird movie where it's like, what the hell? Why did they do this? What's going on here? This is weird. Why is everyone yelling? Christian Bale's really good. The main actress is good for what she has to do, but I can't possibly tell people to go watch this movie. Like, it's weird. It's a weird movie to watch. So yeah, I watched that. So I watched a lot of stuff this week. I've been listening to a lot of Bad Omens because I'm going to the concert. Seven Dust has a new album called One that I really, really enjoy so far. Big fan of Seven Dust. I've been listening to them since high school. And then I found a weird Russian chick on like TikTok or Instagram. And so she's got a couple singles out that I've been listening to. It's all in Russian. Her name is Crazy, and then R.I. She's very weird, but the music is cool. Like, she's got like a weird vibe to her, but she's like metal. It's interesting. I like it so far.
Oh,
so
okay.
So I hope she puts out some more stuff, but I've been listening to that.
Like Catwoman claws.
Kinda, yeah. She's got this really weird, thin, waifish, kind of creepy look, almost like a living version of something like Tim Burton would do. Like big eyes, kind of.
She looks like the villain, Diablo 4.
A little bit, yeah. Lilith,
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, she's done some good stuff. But yeah, like I had a busy week. Like, I've just been actually watching some stuff. But
you've been an active boy.
Yeah, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die would be my main one though. Like, that is worth time. Please watch it. It's fun. Fackham Hall's really funny. War Machine was fun to watch. Watch me complain about The Bride if you want to know more. Just, it's weird.
I don't think I really watched anything. I had So much stuff going on, and I've been, passing out early all week. So I wasn't up.
Time tea over here.
Wasn't up doing a lot of stuff that I usually do. So I don't think I really watched anything. I watch a lot of science videos and other weird shit on YouTube. I love those videos where, hey, let's replace this or let's increase that in the model of the universe and see what happens. It's like, hey, let's take the black hole that's in the center of our universe and put it where the sun should be. Let's see how that goes.
Those are fun.
That or those. There's this other video series where it's just like facts about the Earth and countries on there about, do you know that there's 4 states in the United States that don't have borders that don't actually touch each other, and like it breaks it down. I watch those quick little things all the time. And then somehow a lot of Dr. Brian Cox space videos, but most of them seem to be him on Rogan explaining things. So
weird
little quick short clips where he's talking about theory of relativity, why even if we're traveling at the speed of the light that we can't get to the Andromeda galaxy, because by the time we come back it'll only seem like 2 years have passed, but really it's 4 million years have passed on the Earth. Like, it's all this weird shit. So I fall down those wormholes online. The more time goes on, the less I'm watching actual television. I'm just watching more YouTube stuff. Some of it's garbage, a lot of it is not. But you got to balance it out.
Then you're going to really love Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. Noodles in the chat saying, don't lie, all you've been watching are game ads. Yeah, that was an unfortunate side effect, but look, it brought it to the show, so it was not a waste. Yeah, I don't think I was doing anything. I barely played Fortnite. I know the season's wrapping up on the 19th. What else is changing on the 19th? Sea of Thieves has a new season starting on the 19th.
I know all the non-changes they're doing.
Yeah. I haven't really I don't know what I've been doing. That's the thing. I've been up early and doing stuff around the house and some other stuff in real life. I don't know what I've actually been. I lost track of all the other stuff I normally do.
You got to put a GoPro on you just so you can keep track of what you're doing.
Quote Homer Simpson. Now I got to face stupid reality again.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So
I've been playing, oddly enough, I've been playing Call of Duty Warzone because I let my son have an account. So I hooked him up with an account to play Warzone since it's free on his computer. So like me and him were just running through, just murking people on Call of Duty Warzone. Like, this is great. I also realize how much I love Battlefield more than Call of Duty now, because Call of Duty, I'm running around trying to, shoot people, and they're all running around in these dumbass skins. And I'm just like, I kind of just want to shoot you on principle.
I think a lot of people prefer, like, at least a lot of old school Call of Duty people are preferring Battlefield.
Yeah. It's just wild.
Over Call of Duty. I know Chris plays. Is Chris in the chat there? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Yeah, Chris plays regularly. He says Battlefield 6 Season 2, I think, starts today. Nice. That's why we stopped playing Call of Duty. Yeah, it was turning into Fortnite, right?
It's so much like Fortnite. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was about it. All right. Moving on to what is out now in theaters. Reminders of Him, Undertone, the big attention getter. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, re-released for the 35th anniversary. 35. I knew a lot of people going, but I also had a lot of people saying, that movie was not that good. People remember it being better than it actually is.
It's a little nostalgia.
And I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't think I've seen it since the 90s. So I don't remember.
I just bought the box set. Like, I have a 4K box set I just got around December, and it's got all 3 of them. So it's got 1, 2, Secret of Ooze, and then the third one where they go to Japan, like time travel. And that one was really weird.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, somehow they find some scepter.
Was the third one based on the video game in Turtles in Time, or was Turtles in Time based off the third movie?
I don't know. It's a very chicken and the egg situation. I don't know.
Huh. No one cares about that.
No.
What is Reminders of Him?
Reminders of Him looks like some kind of like romantic drama comedy type of thing where this woman makes a mistake, sends her to prison for 7 years. When she gets out, she tries to reunite with her daughter, and then the grandparents say no, and then she finds love and compassion from a bar owner. It's cheesy, stupid. Like, this is a dumb week for movies. There's nothing releasing. They were like, oh, the Oscars are coming, so no one needs to go to the movie theaters.
Right.
So nothing is coming out. So, and then Undertone. This one's one that looked kind of interesting. It looks like a horror movie. A podcast host covering spooky content moves in to care for her dying mother. When sent recordings of a pregnant couple's paranormal encounters, she discovers their story parallels hers, each tape pushing her toward madness. So, podcasts.
It's the Ring movie in audio form. We've gone back. We've gone
we're regressing a little bit. So that's pretty much it. I mean, there's really nothing out in the theaters. So
can I mention one thing before we're going on? I forgot to say this.
No, moving on. No, just kidding. Go ahead.
No, that's fair because I would do that too. I mentioned earlier today about being on Threads and the ridiculousness of what's going on there because of the Target stuff and the Target protests. And there was something else that was going on, but I forgot this thing too. I found this out today. Apparently, everyone now is starting to hate Hugh Jackman. Did you see this?
Why?
Because it came out that apparently he was friends with Ivanka Trump and her husband. I forgot her husband, Jared right? Kushner. With them, there was a photo of them somewhere in New York. Apparently, they go out to dinner or something like that. So now all these super left people we're trending with a fuck Hugh Jackman, fuck him for this, fuck all that. It's like oh my god, he's friends with them. It's not like he's super involved. I don't think he endorsed Trump or any of those kind of things, but he was friends with them. And apparently he's been friends with them, I think, before Trump was even in office. But I was reading some stuff online. I go, really? What's going on? And then apparently Hugh Laurie's getting shit now too, because he signed on. He's doing the what do you call them, audiobooks still, like the audiobook versions of some Harry Potter stuff.
Oh my god.
And because he's tied to that and they're all bent up over J.K. Rowling, though now Hugh Laurie was trending for a little while, nowhere near the level that Hugh Jackman was getting a lot of shit today.
It's the same stupidity that people are upset that they how like last week we were talking about Nathan Fillion going around collecting the old actors from Firefly and Serenity, and he's doing all these things. He just did one with Alan Tudyk, which was interesting since his character died in Serenity.
Right.
But he did one Adam Baldwin, who has historically been kind of a right-leaning kind of Trumper type.
And we know somebody who loves Firefly, but is super pissed that he will be involved with it. I'm like,
the first comment I saw.
Yeah.
Boo. I'm like, but you'll wear his hat. Like, you can't separate the character from the guy. Like, it's just, I don't like some of his political leanings. I don't like some of the shit that he says. But when I saw him open that door wearing Jane's hat, I punched the air and I was like, I'm excited. Because now they're gathering everybody. Like, they don't care. I mean, they're going to dig up the corpse of Ron Glass at this point. Like, they're getting people back. And for them to be that upset that they just want to be mad about Adam Baldwin being involved, get over it. Just get over it. Like, so, I don't know. But yeah, this who cares about Hugh Jackman and what he does? He's not Wolverine anymore, really. I don't care.
Nope. Hugh Jackman was getting a lot of shit because apparently he was friends with Ivanka and her husband back in the day. I've never seen him say anything political. I've never seen him, campaign for any of that stuff. In fact, I've seen videos where he was going out and funding music programs and stuff as a promotional thing for Song Sung Blue. But he was buying instruments. He was inviting musical groups to different screenings all around the country and around the world for all of this stuff. So, all right, fine. But the second your politics don't align, that immediately means cut them off. They're not to be party or like. You're always going to be miserable. You may have good intent, but if you go that far with all of this stuff, I don't care. I am going to be malicious. You're never going to be happy. You're never going to know a moment's peace. Your life is just going to be difficult. A lot of it, the things that you didn't cause, and things you can't do anything about, and a lot of it because of things that you caused and you could do something about it. So everyone's going to hate everybody. Everyone's going to be complicit to something. Nobody is spared, and that's just the world everybody wants to live in. And I recess more and more to not being involved in a lot of this stuff. But remember, what is it? Silence is compliance.
Silence is complacency or something
like that.
Or you're complicit or whatever. Yeah.
Well, I'd rather be blamed for something I didn't do than for something I did do, So suck on that and get over yourselves. I like Hugh Jackman. He was nice to me, so I will always be a fan. All right, moving on. Over on Netflix, One Piece Season 2. It's called Into the Grand Line. I forgot to watch Season 1, and I wanted to watch Season 1 because I knew nothing about this, and I know it's super popular, so I wanted to check it out, and I forgot to do it. So now there's 2 seasons that I can check out and try to catch up. I don't know. From the trailers I see, it's real life still trying to act super anime.
It is.
I was like, it's just so off-putting. But it's a popular thing. I'm going to have to give it a watch and see what's going to happen there. Over on HBO Max, we talked about this Rooster with Stephen Carell.
I enjoyed it.
I guess it's a weekly release. It's not all at once. All right. So the next episode is available over on Disney Plus and Hulu. Zootopia 2. The Oscars will be streaming
this weekend.
Through the Disney Plus app. Depending, is the Hulu thing completely gone?
I think Hulu is gone, but Hulu and Disney Plus are integrated. It still is like separated into its like own hub. But the Oscars will be, if you have Hulu Plus live streaming ability, then yes, you'll be able to live stream it there. Or you can go, I think, to like abc.com and sign up for access there, or whatever your cable provider is. But Conan O'Brien's hosting. I mean, he's really the only draw for me. I can care less this year about the Oscars.
And my kid wants to see K-pop Demon Hunter win.
Yeah, I hope they win. So should be fun.
Okay. Over on Amazon Prime, Melania, if you didn't get a chance to see it in theaters, you can now get a chance to not see it on Amazon Prime. So it's right there.
Unless you probably didn't see it and won't see it.
Over on Video on Demand, that Dracula movie that I thought was going to be good and you told me no.
I like the director, but this looks terrible. So Dracula's on there.
Cold Storage, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. As you said, Night Patrol and No Other Choice are all available to you. Coming out next week, March 16th in theaters, Hail Mary, early access. Hail Mary, I wrote that down, was that's not the Chris Pratt thing, right?
No, that's I know which one you're talking about, and that's definitely not. That's the one where old pretty boy goes and tries to start the sun up again. I don't know. I guess it's a very popular book, and everyone's loving this right now. It's getting like 93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. Oh, Ryan Gosling. All right. Yeah, it's a sci-fi thing. Yeah. Right. Yep. Okay. Yeah. I want to see this. It looks like a dumb, low budget sci-fi movie without it being low budget.
Well, and the funny thing is like the whole premise is, I guess he's supposed to like restart the sun, but I've seen that movie. It's called Sunshine, and that movie's fantastic.
It's like The Core, but on the sun. You saw that movie. And then coming out on March 20th, which is the end of next week as well, in theaters, Ready or Not 2.
That I want to see.
I was trying to remember if I saw Ready or Not 1.
I like Ready or Not. That was a good one.
Yeah, I have to go back and look at my notes, see if I remember it. And then also next weekend, too, another Sisu movie, Road to Revenge, which was out in the theaters, is now going to be on Netflix. Correct. So there you have it. Jordan, do you have any advice to the audience out there?
I do. If you're thinking about starting a podcast or looking to grow the one you already have, you need a platform that's simple, reliable, and built for creators. Libsyn is the original home for podcasters. They offer rock solid hosting, intuitive publishing tools, and IAB certified analytics so you can finally stop guessing and start growing. Libsyn is an independent platform that puts creators like us first. Understand your audience and build your show with confidence. Sign up at Libsyn.com, choose the plan that fits your needs, and use promo code It's Eric Nagel, all one word, at checkout to get your first month free.
All right. And with that being said, Jordan, it's time for the news.
That's right. I'm Kurt Loder, and this is MT. Wait, hold on. I'm not. Oh, the first thing we're going to start off with, we keep talking about it because it keeps just going crazy. The merger of Paramount and Warner Brothers is going to hit another snag. The Teamsters Union says the Department of Justice must block the Paramount Warner Brothers merger. Basically, they're saying that they've seen this kind of stuff happen before. People get laid off, and they think it's a direct threat to film and television workers nationwide, including 15,000 motion picture Teamsters. The union said it submitted a detailed report this week to the DOJ's antitrust division outlining its concerns. The proposed Paramount Warner Brothers merger would consolidate 2 of the 5 major studios in Hollywood and combine streaming platforms HBO Max and Paramount Plus. Quote, further concentrating decision-making power in an industry already dominated by only a few corporations, the Teamsters said. Previous mergers in the media industry have well-documented track record of harming workers, citing Disney's 2019 acquisition of 20th Century Fox. The Disney-Fox deal resulted in eliminated production units, significant job losses, and canceled projects. Paramount and Warner Brothers have not yet announced any enforceable merger-specific benefits to workers or standards to combat these risks and have done nothing to suggest they will. So it's going to be a rocky road. I don't think it ultimately is going to get blocked. I just think it's going to slow down the process a little bit. But, you know, we're inching closer and closer to Warner Brothers, Paramount being one company. So I don't know. Anyway,
I saw something, and you know, I thought it was going to cause issues because it's, you know, it ties into politics, but that was not the case I was going for here. But I saw Bernie Sanders kind of mention what was going on with the Paramount deal. Mm-hmm. And he listed this post. Listed stuff in this post like he's the first one to think of this. Like, you may not be aware of the fact, which everybody knows about this. And he goes, one family, the right-wing Trump-aligned Ellisons will soon control, and then list all these platforms right here. Mm-hmm. Everybody knew that since Skydance taking over Paramount, they knew what they were getting. Then when it was going to be Netflix, Warner Brothers, they were listing all the properties that would be merged together. And then the list had to shift because Netflix not in the picture anymore. Now it's Paramount, Warner Brothers. So you're listing all the stuff here. And he's like, so one company is going to own all this stuff here. And he goes, this is oligarchy. And I'm like, you dumb fuck. It really, like, I try to like Bernie. I really do. There's some things that he says, I'm like, all right, that makes sense. I kind of agree with that. And then a lot of the shit is just his wacko bullshit. I wrote that, I go, studios have been buying up networks and other land grabs before this even happened. Like when back in the tens, whatever you call the teen decade, for the 2000s, when every studio needed to pair up with a television network that needed to pair up with a social, like something like that. Mm-hmm. They were doing this for almost 20 years before this happened. I mean, this is to this extent, but every studio had to have a TV network, had to have this thing, had to have all these outlets, all had to be under one roof. And you're saying, well, they're going to own this here because they lean one way politically. This is oligarch. This is good. But when it leaned the other way, that wasn't a problem. And the point I'm putting out here, and I said before this even came along, it's damaging to media and entertainment in general. Yes, but it's not a political party takeover. Anybody overseeing all of this shit is the problem. It doesn't matter which side it is. And I'm sorry, it's like, this has been going on long before this particular merger or attempted merger was happening. It's been a problem for about 20 years. Yeah. And nobody did anything or said anything about it up until now, because a lot of these people don't like Trump, and I'm not defending him and all that stuff, but you got to see the forest through the trees here. Media is dying out. Entertainment's falling apart. All of this shit's happening because the corporations were buying this stuff, not because they were political. If Skydance, Paramount was super left liberal, whatever, and they bought all these things here, do you think you'd hear any of the outrage of that stuff? You'd hear monopoly outrage, maybe, but do you think the political stuff you'd be hearing the outrage? Not really. Take that off the fucking the plate here. The problem is companies owning too much downsizing, emerging everything, eliminating competition, eliminating options, eliminating your choice and all this shit. That's the bigger problem with this stuff. That I'm not a fan of that merger. I wasn't a fan of that merger when Netflix was looking to take it over either. Because Warner Brothers is probably the stupidest media company out there with all the piss poor decisions they were making on their own.
Like when they merged with Discovery and then he started making all those choices, like within 2 years, it was all fucked. That
insurance scam of burning. Batgirl. I keep saying Batwoman. Why do I keep saying? Oh, Batwoman was the TV show, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Batgirl was the movie?
Correct.
That they were filing for like $90-something million in the insurance policy. They fucked up The Flash. They fucked up Michael Keaton's return, which should have been glorious, bringing him back to all this stuff. They screwed all this stuff up. That's the bigger problem. These companies doing land grabs and it's like, we need to own this. Now, it's not enough that every studio has their own TV outlet, has their own social media thing, whatever. It's like, now I need to own the other studios as well. That's the problem. Stop with the political leaning shit on this stuff. If you really gave a fuck about this, you go, the companies need to be stopped. Break them apart like they did in the 80s with AT&T, and they broke them up into the individual Bell regions around the country. Now, granted, after some time, they formed bigger and better and remerged as AT&T again, but at least the effort was made to try to correct that. And say, they're not doing that at all. So cut the political shit for the sake of entertainment, for the sake of the media. I saw that the thing with CNN that they put out there, they had to retract their statement about the people who made the homemade bombs outside of the mayor's mansion in New York, because it was sounding sympathetic to the guys who made the fucking bombs. They had to retract that. There's people getting pissed at CBS. There's people getting pissed at Fox. There's people getting pissed. Nobody trusts anybody anymore. I've seen people who are super liberal shitting all over stuff that the Washington Post puts out. I go, I thought this was your beacon. That in the New York Times, the LA Times, I thought these were the legit publications that you wanted to source. Now that's not even a safe haven anymore. I don't know what to believe. It's all a fucking mess. Eliminate a lot of the corporations, break them back down to smaller, sizable chunks, and we'll be fine again. Thank you. There you go. Moving on. Sorry, that merger pisses me off. It fucks up so much stuff in my world, in my business, and all that. Those stupid mergers, because once it's there, it's not going to stop. We're going to be down to 3 companies, like we always said. Universal, who's there? Comcast,
Universal NBC,
Comcast, yeah. Or Comcast owns Universal.
Mm-hmm. All
right, so you're going to have Comcast, maybe 4 companies. You'll have Sony with whatever they own. Paramount, Warner Brothers might still become Netflix. Netflix will be there, and then Disney. And then what? You're down to those 4, and they'll barely be able to afford buying each other out. Well, that's what we're going to be left with, and everything's going to suck going forward. Sorry, continue.
It's a grim outlook.
It's unfortunately a realistic outlook, and it sucks.
Well, moving on. Mm-hmm. Kate Winslet is joining the Lord of the Rings Hunt for Gollum, another movie that doesn't need to be made. The Oscar winner is in talks for Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum, which will go into production in the country of New Zealand later this year. Details of Winslet's role were not disclosed. Andy Serkis is directing the film and reprising his role of Gollum, the tragic figure he originated in Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy. The Hunt for Gollum takes place between the Hobbit trilogy and the Lord of the Rings trilogy, with Aragorn and Gandalf searching for Gollum to learn more information about Bilbo's ring, which turns out to be the one ring that threatens all of Middle-earth during the events of Lord of the Rings.
It's his cock ring. Looks like a starfish. Ring. Vibrates.
Gross. Got a lot of knowledge on that. I don't think this movie needs to be made. I can care less about this. They're just trying too hard. This is another dumb... Like Bartholomew was just about to say the same thing. It's a cash grab. It's just Lord of the Rings, Gollum's cash grab. And this is another reason Warner Brothers.
That would be a better title. Lord of the Rings, Gollum's cash grab.
Exactly.
It's like, well, look, at least they're being honest with it. I'll give it a chance. I'll go and take a look.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. Anyway, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Christopher McQuarrie are teaming up for a new Conan the Barbarian movie. They're going to try to relaunch the Conan the Barbarian franchise. McQuarrie, who has been helmed the 4 most recent Mission Impossible films, is attached to write and direct King Conan, for 20th Century Studios. The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed Schwarzenegger would reprise his role as the sword-wielding Conan the Barbarian, which became an early signature part for the star as he starred in the 1982 fantasy film with the same name and the 1984 sequel that brought the character created by Robert E. Howard to the big screen. They were also talking about possibly doing a follow-up to Commando, which sounds, I don't know why you would do that. Yeah,
it's
like,
not a beloved franchise that anyone cared about.
Right, fun movie. Don't need a sequel to it. I mean, Conan the Barbarian
has a cult fan base. Has toys, has
comic books. Yeah, so
that makes that makes sense for them to do that. Yeah, we don't need all this other nonsense. And by the way, Commando, go watch it with the commentary where Arnold is pissed drunk for the first movie. He says some ridiculous over the top shit that's hilarious. I can't remember some of it because it was a long time ago when I watched it. But yeah, go watch the first Conan with the commentary with Arnold on there.
Speaking of random sequels, Face Off, the sequel that they've been trying to put out for a while back since 2019, has lost their director of Adam Wingard. Adam Wingard, who was doing, I think he was doing the MonsterVerse movies. I think he did the last couple Godzilla, King Kong movies. He has dropped out. They're still going to be looking for a new director. John Travolta and Nicolas Cage are still attached to Star. They've kind of written up a treatment, but right now they're looking for a new director. So we'll see if that ever gets off.
They're too old for that, though.
I just don't. I don't care. Like, the first movie's fine. Like, lightning in a bottle. It's cheesy. You watch it now, it's terrible.
And if you made a second one a year or two after the first one, okay, that's enough time to do it. But now it's like, who cares? They're too fucking old to worry about that.
Right. I don't know. Oh, as Eric would say, back when Doctor Who was still good, they're doing a new movie. So the 1996 movie Doctor Who, which introduced the world to the Eighth Doctor, is being released in 4K in a limited number steelbook with exclusive artwork, as well as the standard Blu-ray for the movie's 30th anniversary. The special editions were released May 25th. The movie stars Paul McGann as the Doctor and Eric Roberts as the Master.
Great Doctor, by the way.
Right, I love Paul McGann. He was great. The original run of Doctor Who was canceled in December of 1989. Partnership between the BBC and the Universal Studios was an attempt to revive the series and was the only televised story of the Eighth Doctor until his return in 2013's The Night of the Doctor special for the franchise's 50th anniversary.
That's also great, by the way, because when he returned, nobody had an inkling that he was even being used for the 50th anniversary special.
Right.
And he shows up, like, you're seeing these little shorts and like, oh, you think it's going to be tied into what's going, and he shows up. Everyone's like, holy shit, what is he doing here? And then shows his regeneration and into, what's his name? Legend John Hurt. Who's
the War Doctor.
Yeah, the War Doctor. Yeah. So, go check all that stuff. Paul McGann, fantastic. John Hurt, fantastic as the non-doctor doctor.
I know. I liked him. Real quick, Zach Woodard saying Face Off was a classic O&A clip. It's about faces coming off. That was actually one of the earlier when you and I were talking a lot.
The one with Patrice.
Patrice.
And they convinced him that Face Off was a terrible movie.
Right, because he came in saying that he watched this movie. It was fantastic. He was great. He loved everything about it. And then somehow between the start of that conversation and the end, they had convinced him that it was a terrible movie and he started to hate it.
Yep.
And I was just like, that was one of the first forays into looking up old O&A stuff with Patrice that you and Rob put me onto, because I love movies and stuff like that. And you're like, you got to check this out. And I started listening to it. That was funny. Like, that was so funny to hear just the fact that he was so into it. And then throughout the conversation to talk him out of it, that he liked it as much. That's fun. That was really funny. So Family Guy's getting a spinoff called Stewie. It's actually getting 2 seasons ordered over at Fox and Hulu. I don't know why. I know.
They're not taking chances with new shows over there. On network television should be taking more chances to get people back to watching their stuff, and they have no interest in doing that.
Yeah, so the new comedy is going to follow Stewie in preschool and explore time and space travel. So basically it's a fucking Rick and Morty. I don't know. But yeah, there's targeted premiere in 2027, 2028. And it's going to be streaming on Hulu the next day. and it's got 2 seasons. So who knows? Super Mario Galaxy movie has got its Yoshi voice, which is very weird. It's going to be Donald Glover. They announced it over on 310, which is known as Mario Day, and March 10th, along with some new Lego sets that I'm going to be purchasing. They announced the new cast, and they announced new cast members. Luis Guzman is going to be Wart, which really is digging deep into like Mario 2 territory. Cool.
It's so weird where it's going to be about the Galaxy franchise.
Yeah.
And they're bringing him in, which was just the one-off for Super Mario Brothers 2. But I'm glad they're incorporating it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Be a lot of fun.
And then Issa Rae is going to be Honey Queen. But yeah, I just rewatched the trailer. As much as I think Chris Pratt is just being lazy with the voiceover work as far as Mario goes, I think everybody else is fantastic.
Would you like him just doing a really bad Italian impersonation?
I think it would be hilarious if he was trying to do a very bad Italian accent. It's me, Chris Pratt. But yeah, no, whatever. I mean, it's fine. Like, I didn't hate the first movie. I thought the first movie was fantastic. I know. I really got to work on it. Moving on, K-Pop Demon Hunter sequel is confirmed finally. Yep. I know they were in talks, but they have now officially confirmed a sequel to the animated pick K-Pop Demon Hunter with Maggie Kane and Chris Applehand's back as the directors, which is good. Usually when they do these kinds of things and they get different directors, it never feels the same. So I'm glad that they're doing that. The sequel marks the first project out of the exclusive multi-year writing and directing deal across animation. With K-Pop Demon Hunters, Maggie and Chris didn't just reach audiences, they ignited a global fandom. We're incredibly proud to deepen our partnership with them, and together our partnership with Sony Pictures Animation build this universe in ways that will surprise and delight fans all over the world. So most likely we're not going to see that till either 2027, late 2027, or possibly 2028. But good to know that they saw dollar signs and are going to try to capitalize on it. So we'll see. Sony to reboot the Spider-Man universe with a new people after several box office flops. Tim Rothman confirms the studio is planning a fresh reboot of the Spider-Man universe after the franchise's string of box office disappointments. Aside from the Venom films, which actually performed pretty well, the live action Spider-Man universe movies were plagued by both poor reviews and weak box offices.
Right.
Plus, they were terrible movies. Like, I don't know why anybody thought the villains would have been a great idea. Like, the whole point of a good hero movie is that the villains are good. You can't just make villain movies, and they all sucked. So they're going to try to do that. And I think part of it is due to the fact that I believe there is a stipulation that Sony legally has to release a Spider-Man connected movie every, I think, 4 to 5 years.
Within 5 years, or they lose the rights and it goes back to Marvel.
Which is why Marvel got Daredevil. They didn't make the movies. They didn't keep it. And they chose to do stuff with... I think Spider-Man over that, and I believe also they still hold Ghost Rider rights, but they gave up Daredevil. So good on us, because I think we get Daredevil this month or next month.
I would love if they got Ghost Rider.
Oh, that would be really great. Do something really good with it.
A good standalone movie before incorporating him into the rest of the network.
Mm-hmm. Because they need to do Midnight Suns to like reestablish him, do something cool. Ugh, that'd be awesome. Man of Tomorrow, the sequel to the Superman movie from last year, is getting a new Green Lantern edition with Aaron Pierre, excuse me. I know, right? Did you see the trailer for the Lanterns TV show that they did?
I did.
What they're doing?
Yeah.
Dumb. I just can't get behind it. Like, they think they're being edgy by like saying like fuck and shit. And it's like, at some point, like, you got to start appealing to people that actually care about this stuff.
It made sense. I mean, it was a weird choice for James Gunn to use that other Lantern. I can't think of the character name for the Superman movie and what have you. But that character, thank you. That character doing the unrefined approach to the character works. But having all of them do that is terrible. An offshoot, one guy, or if another guy that kind of like they work as a pair sometimes by doing that makes sense. But having them all that way is dumb James Gunn stuff.
Yeah. Which, well, Guy Gardner is such a random thing to do, so it makes sense for that. Like you said, like Hal Jordan would be cool. Like I'd like to see Hal Jordan, but like they make him an older guy who's kind of trying to pass the ring on, and it's just, I don't know, something about it just doesn't feel good. Like I think Jon Stewart finally getting his due is fine. I'm fine with Jon Stewart, like good character.
I don't know where it came around where, like, you know, over the course of decades where you had different Spider-Man, you had different Ghost Riders, you had different Lanterns, you know, things happen, people progress, new people take over, like whatever. It makes sense. But they hate the mentality of when they're doing stuff, they hate the original characters for some reason. Like, well, we can't do that. It has to be the... Why? Well, you know, nobody wants out. We want to move to this other thing. Why can't you? Why? What do you guys have against starting with the original character, building the foundation, and then going and doing all the other stuff? They all want to jump to, well, who's the more diverse character? Who's the more, character that'll represent today? You can't just start further down the line without having an explanation. Like, they pulled off the Flash to an extent with the TV show by having it as Barry Allen, because he was the more popular one, you know, for, I know the first one was very popular too, but that goes back to World War II type shit. It's like the 40s. But Barry Allen was the more popular choice and the more reasonable choice for it. So you get that. But they incorporated, what was his character? Jay, the original Flash, where he... Oh,
yeah. I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, with the metal war helmet and stuff with the They brought him back in a way, you know, through time, whatever, to say he was the original guy. Like, they worked it in. That made sense. But just to go, oh, well, you have all these stuff here. Yeah, we're going to start with the female Silver Surfer. Wait, what? Why? Why don't you start with the original one and then build up to that, where maybe somewhere down the line Galactus makes that deal with her because of her planet. Now she takes over because the other guy died or the other guy betrayed him or whatever they were going to do. Work it in. Nobody would have had a problem with that. They love and it's not just like Marvel. DC does it. Oh, they love skipping the original storylines for some reason. And I don't get it.
Jay Garrick.
Thank you. I couldn't think of his last name. It's aggravating, you know, like I saw there was a Batman project they were looking at doing, but it was going to jump into, it's going to start with Batman's son and the gay relationship and all that other stuff here. It's like, you're building a new Batman franchise on that.
I mean, Damian Wayne's a cool character, but like,
right. But they're jumping way down the line into Damian's story where nobody knows that shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, Damian Wayne's a cool character, but you've not built any other Robins cinematically to make you get to that point. Like, Dick Grayson's fine, but maybe do a Nightwing movie and then you do one of the other, you know.
You want to start it where the first few minutes of the movie is Dick Grayson telling Batman to fuck off and he leaves, and then he comes back later and they introduce Nightwing, all this stuff. That's fine. Start from there. That at least makes sense. To an extent, you're skipping a lot of other stuff that, you know, it would have been nicer, but it's been told a million times or people more likely would know. Start from there. Work what Damian Wayne into all this other stuff down the line. Don't just start with, oh, we're going full blown into this thing here. We're going to start from this point here. This isn't Castlevania. You can't just pick a random Belmont and be okay with it, you know? You got to have some kind of storyline showing the family history.
Look, I just want to watch a Batman movie where the first 45 minutes is the Joker beating the shit out of Jason Todd. And then just give me the Red Hood.
I would love a Batman movie where the Riddler, who's not really the Riddler, is just sitting in a balcony from an apartment complex across from the club that he's going to kill everybody at. And then when they look at the photos, they don't realize, oh, he's right across the street.
Hey, he was there the whole time. Anyway,
that never not aggravate me with that, man. And I wanted to like that Batman movie so much, but when I got to the point, it's like, oh, he was right there the entire time. How the all right, I can't. I just can't. Go ahead, moving on.
Anyway, let's skip a few things. Let's go into Fortnite. Your new love, your new thing. Well, they're increasing the prices on their V-Bucks just in time for you to be way into this. So they have new tiers. Previously, for the $8.99 pack, it used to be 1,000 V-Bucks. Now it's going to be 800. $22.99 gets you 24 instead of 28, and so on. I don't know. It makes sense. I get it. They're smart. They're tying a lot of things into Epic rewards. So they're trying to give you like cash back. So they're trying to get you to do Fortnite purchases. Let's see. Battle Pass updates. Battle Pass is now going to cost 800 V-Bucks and award 800 V-Bucks for completing it. Previously, it cost 1,000 and you could earn 1,000 plus 500 on the bonus rewards. OG Pass is going to cost 800. Music Pass, 1,200. Lego Pass is 1,200. Fortnite Crew updates. If you don't already have Game Pass and you're not taking advantage of the Fortnite Crew stuff, the V-Bucks grant in Fortnite Crew will change from 1,000 to 800. Fortnite Crew subscribers will receive an additional email with the timing and other details of this update in their region. So yeah, they're raising prices, they're lowering what you're getting, and I guarantee you that's not going to translate into what you have to buy. So good luck getting all your fun skins when they start putting out things you really, really, really want to buy. So new season's coming. Are you going to play that one?
Yeah, I mean, I will. It's only a week away, and I don't think I'm gonna have ever finished I got pretty damn close to finishing all the bonus stuff on there, but it's not shit I care about. Like, I want to finish the story part of the quests, and outside of that, I don't care if I get the lion that's surfing and he comes in 4 different outfits. I don't care about any of that stuff. I was just playing it just to have something to do. I keep checking the store every day at after 7 p.m. to see what they update and look, I'll tie it back into Batman. The other day, the Batman Beyond set came back.
Oh, that's awesome!
And I was like, oh, there's the Joker. I wanted the red wings as the glider. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, this is great because now I'm thinking I'm going to dive out of the bus and fly down with the wings and navigate whatever. Oh no, because you dive out the bus, you're going, as soon as you hit the threshold where you got the glider comes out and the wings come there, you're standing up like this, the wings are like this, and you're just floating down like Jesus on the cross with your arms sticking out like that. You're just floating down that way. I go,
that's weird.
I spent 800 V-Bucks on this garbage. And then like a day or two later, they came out with some DC stuff. They brought back Flash and Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman had these giant gold metallic wings.
Oh, from the second Wonder Woman movie that came out in 1984.
1,200 V-Bucks, which no way, no thank you. But I'm like, if they're like the other wings, you're just going to be floating up like this as you're coming down. It looks so awkward instead of being able to fly down like a human would with natural physics.
Nope. I think the best one is Kang and Kodos. That's it.
Well, I have that, and I have the Dark Voyager's hoverboard where you're on it and you just go like this, like you're a fucking Egyptian.
It's a badass.
Yeah, as you're sailing down. So I use that one.
Nice.
I did not change the Miku song. I don't care who hears it. Now that I'm aware that everyone hears it, I'm purposely trying to land next to people so they hear it.
As well you should.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap it up with some Xbox news. GDC is going on this week. Microsoft is now integrating full Xbox mode into Windows 11 PCs this upcoming April. Microsoft first debuted its full-screen Xbox experience for Windows in the ROG Ally Xbox handheld in a bid to compete with Steam's nearly 15-year-old big picture mode. The Xbox interface eventually made its way to other Windows 11's gaming portables last year. Today at GDC, Microsoft revealed that its big screen Xbox UI is heading to all Windows devices, including laptops and desktops in April. It's now simply just called Xbox Mode. Xbox Mode will be available on select markets first, and then they will be bringing a controller-optimized experience to Windows 11 devices, letting players browse their library, launch games, use Game Bar, which sucks, and switch between apps, just like Steam. Project Helix, some details were coming out about Project Helix, the next Xbox PC hybrid. Great start to the morning with Team Xbox, where we talked about our commitment to the return of Xbox, including Project Helix, the code name for our next generation console. Sharma posted on her X account, who's the new CEO. Project Helix will lead in performance and play your Xbox and PC games Microsoft said during a game developers conference presentation that it will send Alpha Project Helix hardware out to developers in 2027. This makes the projected 2027 release date for the console doubtful. Yeah, I doubt it, but still not impossible. The presentation reaffirmed that Project Helix will play both Xbox console and PC games and promise next-gen ray tracing, upscaling, and frame generation. The result is more realistic, immersive, and dynamic world for players, and Xbox engineer Jason Ronald said. Microsoft is committed to keeping games from 4 generations of Xbox playable for years to come. As part of our 25th anniversary later this year, we will be rolling out new ways to play some of the most iconic games from our past. This includes letting players access PC games on its hardware. I also saw some stuff that the way they're going to integrate AI into this next generation hardware is that they're going to use AI to help upscale older games without actually doing full reworks. So like an Xbox One game that is, 480p, they're going to use AI to upscale it and make the graphics a little bit better, make it run better.
Any sign that you go past is going to be spelt wrong or looks like it's going to be written.
Well, they're not going to fully redo the game. They're just going to upscale it and make it look a little bit better. I think honestly, that's probably a better way to do it right now, because a lot of the times they have things like, I think there's one company called Blue Point Games. They've done a lot of remasters. Like I'm playing through the Uncharted games. Well, the versions that I have are upscaled versions from what they released on PS3. Right. So a lot of these companies go in and they basically reskin them, redo them, and redo all the assets. If you're going to use AI, you can probably do a lot of these franchises that may not get the mainstream dollars to do the upgrade and the upscaling. You can do it quicker and faster and be able to actually get these out that can run on a modern console a lot better and look a lot better, especially since now we've got bigger TVs, we have 4K, we've got, things running at 120 frames per second. Some of that AI stuff makes sense if they can do it right. So I'm not going to poo-poo on it right away, as much as I think sometimes AI can do bad stuff. I think this might be a good way to integrate that without it saying we're just going to make new games with AI and we're going to cut out the middleman. So we'll see. They're talking that the game console PC hybrid itself should be about $1,000 to $1,500, which I don't know about that, especially since
they're bitching about people are bitching about the Nintendo Switch 2 being over $500, and you're like, well, this is the hybrid for $1,500. I'll just build a gaming computer.
Not what the prices everything is at. You're not going to build a gaming computer for $1,000 anymore.
You can find if you know where to go.
Well, no, Giddles can find it. He finds stuff. We don't find shit.
I know half the sites he uses. I know how to find it too.
But
yeah, I'm not spending $1,500 to sort of have a PC to play games.
Yeah, I think they'd have to probably hit $1,000 if it's going to be the hybrid and they can be able to play PC and do everything. $1,000 makes sense. PS6 right now is tracking to be around $600 to $700, which is weird considering that I think their PS5 Pro runs about that price. So I don't even know.
Much as I want the gaming industry to thrive, because we all enjoy the games that we like. I know the economy and trade and all the other shit is in play, but I still would like to see one of these things fucking fail. And not because I don't want these games, and it's like, well, if it fails, you don't have these studios anymore. I get it, but to set a precedence is just, Joe, prices are going up. Well, you're not setting the threshold at $750 to buy a gaming console. It's just not going to happen.
What's weird is that this gaming life cycle, we saw consoles go up in price when usually that's never the case.
No.
Like usually they'll do revamp mid-cycle and they'll make their consoles smaller.
Greed and laziness on those companies' parts for doing all that stuff. Do we know off the top of your head, did Nintendo Switch 2 do well during the holiday season?
It's doing okay. It's not making the numbers. Yeah, it's not making the numbers that I think they projected outside of Japan like they wanted. And I think part of it is price point, but I also think that they didn't really put a lot of games out that brought people to want to play. Like they are just now hitting their stride where some of these bigger titles are going to start hitting the console itself. So.
Whoa, it did not. And I predicted this when it was about to come out, when they announced the price point, and you and I were trying to get in on the Target website to try to get it an advanced purchase of it. And I said, the way this thing's going, the price point was just for the game, not including the $80 games and the accessories and everything else that you need for that. Switch 2 sales, despite having a strong launch, the console faced a 5.5% drop in Japan during the holidays. In the UK, sales were down 16%. And in the US, the sales were down 35%.
You can probably walk into like a Target and see a couple on the shelves.
I saw it. I was at Costco this week, and I said, "Oh yeah, let me see their electronic stuff." They have the giant cardboard boxes with the giant novelty thing. It's like
the cardboard, that
you can pull out and you bring to the register. Because it reminds me of old Toys R Us back in the day when you used to have to take the card from the tag.
Love that. And go to the guy in the cage.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You pay for the thing, and then you had to go see the guy in the cage, and he would give you what you need. They had the giant cardboard novelty cards, almost like you were playing that card game on Price is Right, where you'd have to get the hand right. And I saw it there, and they had the Switch for like $510. But I looked at the bundle, and it was just like it was the Switch, the casing, they had no game included. That was one of the joys of Nintendo, that there was always a game included in the system from the launch, not a specialty bundle. It was just a mandated one game is released with the system, and they don't do that anymore.
Mine was the Mario Duck Hunt combo one with the gun and the light gun. It was the gray light gun. I never got Robbie the Robot. I never got that bundle. Yeah, because that was less than a year after it came out, and they realized this thing, it was breaking down. It was so they got. I told the story that I got the one with it was Nintendo. It was Super Mario, Duck Hunt, and Track and Field. Oh, so you got the trackpad bundle?
Yes, and after a day of putting, because I was on the second floor, and then realizing I could cheat by going like that on the floor. Yep. My mom took it back while I was at school and got me the other set where it was just Super Mario and Duck Hunt, and the gun was orange.
You got the orange gun? Yeah, I had the gray one.
The other set, the gun was gray. And then when she got me the other thing, the gun was orange. So I was pissed off about that. She goes, "You're knocking stuff off the walls. Dishes were falling in." She goes, "This is gone." She goes, "I'm taking it back." So,
but Mom, I'll never beat Cheetah on my feet. I got to get my hands and knees and hit with my hands.
Yeah. It was fun because you're sitting there you're holding onto the bed. Oh, if I hold on to the bed and I do this, I get better leverage. Oh, wait, if I just don't even run and I just go like that with my hands and my fist, I'm breaking world records.
Right.
In that game. And then I don't know any other game that the trackpad went for. They might have been one or two others, but nobody knows it off the top of their head. So, Nintendo didn't do well. I'm not spending $1,500 on a sort of PC console kind of game thing. I had that custom built gaming laptop, super powerful, that was fantastic for having the Game Pass and Steam. And now that I'm all Steam, that thing's great because you just plug the controller in there. It works. You do it, everything. And we talked about a lot of video game stuff. We talked about Fortnite. We made sort of a mention. Season 19's coming finally. It's barely a season. They removed so much shit for Sea of Thieves, so there's no real point to it. But the biggest news of all that we did not talk about is the full release of Rewind 99. You and I have to play this. You have to go get it.
I know.
And then you and I have to go in there. We have to build a video store, and we have to compete with all the other stores around the mall area or whatever it is. And I don't even know. They expanded the area too with the full release, so I don't even know what else is in that game.
I was going to say, I would have played last week when you had mentioned it, but I was literally walking up to the venue to go see Nine Inch Nails, and you're like, "Oh, that's tonight." I'm like, "Yeah."
I didn't realize it was that quick. Such a quick turnaround, but. Anyway, we got to get out of here. We have to do the plugs. And as always, Jordan, our nation's eyes turn to you.
X, Instagram, YouTube at Jinx Ronan, Twitch, Jinx Ronan 79. If you have an Amazon subscription and you want to subscribe to our Twitch channel, it's Eric Nagel. Take that Prime subscription, go right over to Twitch, use your free 1 month. Shove it up your butt. It doesn't cost you anything extra. You get a free month. Keep upgrading. Check us out on Twitch. Watch us on YouTube. All that fun stuff. I'm going to be streaming Uncharted 3, and then maybe I'll take some suggestions. I've got all the Game Pass type stuff, and maybe we can get something going for everybody. If anyone wants to play some multiplayer, Jinx Ronin, I think on every stream game console. We can play some Overwatch. Whatever you guys want to do.
I have to apologize that your captions keep turning off. I didn't realize where I clicked it. There's a timer setting you can set for that. And I kept turning it back on and it keeps turning off after 10 seconds. So there you go. There's those of you who didn't get a chance to see it. As for me and the show, It's Eric Nagel across the board on all the social media platforms. If you're on the iHeartRadio app, do us a kindness, put us in the #1 preset position on said app. If you're on Apple, Spotify, any of those kind of places, you can go over there and do us a kindness. Leave us a positive review. It does help out the program. You can join us live each and every week as we do this program in our live rooms on Twitch and on YouTube, all under It's Eric Nagel. And if you're over on YouTube, look, you're going to subscribe. Might as well get yourself a membership so you can get some of the bonus content that we put out there. You get the archives back from the satellite years, the early iHeart years. All of that stuff is there's a lot there. There's more coming as we have everything built and put on there. Plus the archives for Would You Kindly are going up there as fast as we possibly can get that done. And if you can't do any of that stuff and you just want to watch the show whenever you have time, they're always there for you on the YouTube channel, clips, all the best of stuff. Here we go. All right. I think that's it, right? We're good to get out of here?
I think 4 hours is good.
Yeah, it's way too much. Remember when we still going to try to get the show down to 1? We'll work on it. Until the next time, everybody.
Be excellent to each other.
We'll be seeing you.
It's Eric Nagel.
I can't think of the finish. That's strange, and I can't think of anything else.
Alas, we're out of time.
Follow It's Eric Nagel on social media platforms. For ways to watch and listen to the show, or join us for the live shows, head over to itsericnagel.com. Yo, and remember to tell 2 friends, so they can tell 2 friends, and they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends. You get the idea.
Keep it real, homies.